Oh, yes. Oh, yes, indeed. It is a Wednesday, middle of the week hump day show here, back on the Andy and Amanda Show. Andy Kimbel here in California, beautiful sunny California. Amanda Love in
yes. Where am I, Andy?
Frankenshire.
Frankenshire. Oh, that's appropriate. Halloween approaching.
Yeah, there we go. The name in the UK. Okay, she's in the UK, and we're here 8,000 miles away, doing the same radio show at the same time. Just unbelievable technology, how this is all working.
I know, right? Like right now, I'm imagining your setup there, the studio, and it's daylight for you, and here I am in the dark. And I've got lights on here, obviously, but it's dark outside. And I'm setting my setup, and we're having this conversation. It's very, very cool. I love it.
To me, it's the most exciting thing you can talk about.
Mm-hmm. It is. Thank you. Me too. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I happen to agree with that.
Yeah.
How's things?
Things are doing great. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and we're back on the air. This is our Wednesday show. A lot going on, and of course the Queen is still grabbing much media attention, as she's entitled to in the UK, regarding her funeral procession and the dignitaries and everybody who's flocking to her, whatever the next phase is of her funeral, which I don't even know anymore. What's going on?
It's actually quite eerie today, because they're broadcasting live for most of the day. The Queen left the Buckingham Palace for the last time, and she's in a place which looks like almost like a giant cathedral. And she's there in the middle on some kind of like raised part, and she's got various guards of all sorts surrounding her, and you've got queues of people both sides that are coming in and curtsying and bowing or doing the symbol of the cross and all sorts of whatever they want to do, basically just to pay their last respects to the Queen. And it's quite emotional, actually, having a glance at it today, because there was various people crying, and so it was very interesting to see just how much this situation has touched them deeply. And yeah, so she's there. I don't know if it's just for today or the next couple of days, but of course Monday is going to be her actual funeral.
It is Monday. It's Monday.
Yeah, the 19th. So
okay.
It's going to be a very emotional day, and I shall definitely be tuning in to watch that. And I actually said to someone today that I actually feel like I should have gone to London. I should have travelled to London to at least witness a bit of history taking place. Then
you could have reported live on our show.
I could have reported live on the show, yeah. I should have done that. And in all fairness, I don't think I would have been physically up to it with, ironically enough, had bad timing with this nasty cold.
You sound like you still have it. I do hear it.
Yes,
I definitely hear it.
I do. Yeah. I've been coughing up a lung here and there, and sucking lots of cough sweets. But I've been, looking after myself. Just so everybody knows, I've been looking after myself to get better. Yeah, so that would have been a perfect opportunity.
And there's they say there's several 100,000 people. Like, people are coming from everywhere to this thing, lining up.
I know these people much better than you do.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah, people have been queuing for hours and hours. It's phenomenal. But I think, not only has this been an emotional time for them, it's historic too. It's such an historic event that, you're not going to witness again in your lifetime. Well, actually, I don't think we are, but you never know. God save the king and all that. But it's phenomenal. So I think people are like, well, this is a historic moment. I feel so sad that she's passed. Let's take the chance and go out there and do something different and stand for hours amongst all this fascinating energy. And, it's being reported worldwide. It's just a crazy event. But, I get what you're saying. It amazes me that they're willing to do that. I admire them for doing that, for standing there for hours.
Yeah,
Bless
right
them.
through the night, 24 hours a day, like right through the night for hours. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not, I don't glue myself to the TV to watch much of anything actually, except maybe some late night movies when I'm trying to sleep or something. But I pass by the browse by the YouTubes and the live broadcasts and so forth and see what's going on. Just kind of stay. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
It really is.
It is. And think about it. A lot of people have queued for a lot less. Like, I don't know, getting a TV on sale or something, and actually probably ending up with a fight with somebody as they barge through the doors to try and grab the reduced items. So, at least
my
it's
gosh,
something a bit more meaningful. So
So what happens after Monday? I mean, okay, so I guess the Queen Elizabeth is being buried in a plot. Is that right, or is she above ground mosque? Do you know what that's?
Well, all I know is, to be honest, is that she's being buried with Philip. Now, I don't think it's underground because I always believed it was above ground, and I think that is the case. I mentioned, I think when Philip was being buried, that usually queens have his type of burial, but because of the situation and how long he was next to the Queen's side and the importance of it all, blah blah blah, they gave him the same kind of treatment as they would the Queen. So she's going to be with Philip, and it's going to be an above ground thing. I forget whereabouts they're located. Bless them. But after Monday, I think that's it. The funeral takes place, and then I'm not really sure what comes after that, because with being the Queen, this is slightly different than what happened with Philip. So I shall be checking over the next couple of days what the next procedures are. I mean, it's been listed out all week anyway. If I find my thing that I saved, that gives us all the details. Yeah, it's certainly interesting, to say the least. And then we've got, of course, the crowning of the official knighting, or whatever you want to call it, of Charles. I nearly called him Prince Charles again. This is taking some...
Yeah.
I've got to tell you, seriously. I'm just like, I've called you Prince Charles all my life. That's all I've known. It's been ingrained in us since we were born that these people are these people, and now it's all changing, and it's quite a funny one. It's an unusual experience, to say the least. So, okay, it says a day-by-day overall view. Let's have a look, shall we? Stay on page. Yes. It's wonderful having a computer in front of you while you're on the show.
Yes, it is. I gotta learn how to do that now.
Sometimes this is a little inside view for our listeners. When Andy and I are talking, sometimes I bring up some interesting things that I'm looking at and scanning, and I'm trying to listen to Andy at the same time as I'm reading various things that I think maybe worthy of mentioning or talking about. But most of the time, we literally a lot of the conversation comes off the top of our mind, things that we know. Sometimes we check things out.
Yeah, sometimes we do. Sometimes we do. Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know, I have here, the DOJ, there's more recent allegations, and a book has come out by a former attorney that worked with Trump, and another guy wrote a book about the rise and fall of America's mayor, Rudy Giuliani, and all these facts and tidbits and conversations and things are coming out there that's totally destroying the former president to a level which has never been done before to any former president, but deservedly so, I must add with that, I even have a recording here that was just released, a brand new one, of Trump singing an anthem that he was creating for the country that he wanted to create the national anthem as it would pertain to him. That just came out. I mean, you wonder where does this end? Like, let's just take a quick listen.
Okay.
We vote him away. And it goes on.
I love it.
Yeah.
So
Well, maybe we'll play the whole thing on Friday's show. But yeah.
Oh my goodness. That is funny.
Well, it's not easy too. Even he'll tell you.
It's a lot of work.
Sure.
A lot more work than anybody knew.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, just to get this out of the way, in answer to your question before, she's laying in state. In
What state,
Westminster Hall, the hall she's in currently at the moment. The coffin.
I
she's
thought
there for.
She's laying not in a state, like in the United States. She's here somewhere. She's not here.
Yeah.
She's in. Gother. I thought maybe they moved her to New Hampshire. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So she's
get away from the crowd.
days.
She hates crowds. She hates crowds. What a crowd.
Yeah.
She hates the crowd.
I know. I have this funny situation in my head where she's led there in a coffin and people are paying their respects. And I can just imagine her humor with knocking on the coffin. Hi, I'm still here.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, she was known.
Yeah.
People who have met her and who have actually had sit downs with her have always come away, and with this one thing among some other things, but this one thing in common, that she has a tremendous wit. She's always ready to laugh. Very funny woman.
Yeah,
that's what I've heard.
She's made some interesting jokes over the years with her family, in front of the cameras, with various leaders and stuff like that. She's not afraid to, have that little joke with them. I think just to break the atmosphere a lot of the time. So they think, the Queen, we must stay rigid and not really smile. And it's like, no, that's not what it's about. So they haven't mentioned what time her actual funeral is going to be. They're saying that's going to be announced. So basically, it says Monday is the day of the Queen's state funeral. It will be a bank holiday in the UK. The Queen's lying in state will end at 6:30 at it's 6:30 a.m. At 10:44, the coffin will be taken in procession from the palace of Westminster to Westminster Abbey. The state funeral will begin at 11. Okay. Further details about the funeral are still to be confirmed. Okay, so it's 11 o'clock. There we go. I got all the nonsense out of the way. I'm sorry, guys, for not being more accurate. Should know this information, but unlike everybody else, this is all over the news, being reported 24 hours a day. We get on the radio show. Andy and I don't like to often dwell too much on things that are just constantly all over the world anyway, because you can see it and hear it for yourselves. We don't need to have a constant discussion about it all the time. However, with this kind of state and energy that it is over here, here's why I'm like I am with this. I've had to detach from this whole situation to do with the Queen, because it's aired 24/7. People are talking about it here 24/7. It's kind of like there's no escape from this situation. It's not something, it might sound harsh saying that. Okay, this person's just died.
But it's
respectful, but it's not that at all. A lot of people feel the same way here, that we just want to detach from something that is so sad and unsure at the moment. And there's, like I said last time, there's a lot of uncertainty here in the UK. Everyone's a bit nervous, whether they admit it or not. The various circumstances that are in place. So it's a case of detaching. So I purposely detached myself away from all of this, the Queen.
Could you do me a favor? You just started cutting out. Can you say that again? You just started, spacing out.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I literally have been purposely detaching myself from watching too much with the Queen, because of, like I said, it's in your face. It's everywhere. It's being talked about. It's good to detach from that whole energy. I've been dipping in and out here and there. And of course, unless you're watching 24/7, they kind of give you bits of information drip fed to you throughout a live stream. So it's kind of like, unless you're sat there listening to it all, or you're going online to purposely check those times and facts and whatever it is, then you're not really in the know. So yeah, there's my explanation as to why I had to look up stuff to do with the Queen, because I'm purposely detached.
Yeah. And we try, some things we talk about because they're concerned, of course, and matters that we feel emotionally committed to, and that we need to talk about because we should, and we do. But
absolutely,
some of them more like, how can you lay off, what's going on here in this country regarding a former president of the United States? I mean, holy crap, especially one that was such an obvious scam artist, out of the gate, before he was ever elected president. And the fact that so many Americans fell for his grifting, it just was amazing. And that, that is what we keep coming back to, that whole psychology behind that, the whole cultness of his presidency. And that's an interesting discussion and conversation which we have here, and I've addressed it quite a few times. But things that are normally, like, we talked about Russia and Ukraine for a while. We talked, there's things we touch upon, but we are not a news radio show. We talk about things, we look behind the headlines, we check up on facts, as opposed to conspiracy and things. There's so much bullshit out there on social media and in the news and different places that we just like to look at what the numbers are and what the facts are behind what people say and address things that mean something to us. And the news, go watch the news. Go watch Fox News or CNN or BBC or MSNBC or MSN or New York Times, whatever news media you're into. You don't need us. We're not going to give you your opinion. You have your opinion. We have our opinion. You don't have to agree with us. Yeah. We kind of like it when you don't, because it makes more exciting radio than people just calling up and saying, "Yeah, right on, right on, yeah, right on." Because then we all agree. Oh yeah, we're all right on, right on, right on. We like to hear people. But when they call and disagree, the only thing that we stipulate is that you better have the information to back up what you say and the facts and numbers and the truth behind what you say. Because one thing we don't tolerate here, and we never have, is people calling up and just obliging to the conspiracy theories and the bullshit that's out there, like the election being stolen and so forth. We have fun with it. We have fun with that stuff, don't we? Though we have fun with it. We do have fun with it.
Yeah, we do. And it's not like we purposely allow people to come on the show and shoot people down in flames just so it makes us look good. It's not that at all. It's just that everybody knows that when you talk about something very serious and strong opinions come forward, and it's one thing to express an opinion, it's another thing to express something as fact without being able to say, okay, well, I can't tell you how this is a fact, but it is fact. I'm going to argue about it. I'm going to throw it in your face. It's like, well, how can you do that unless you're willing to back up everything you're saying? So that's what Anne is expressing here, as we have a number of times on the show about this, and it's an important thing to know that we're laid back, as you heard in conversation, and we do love having people on the show to talk about their opinions and stuff. But of course, like Andy said, if you're going to come at anybody, not just us, and you claim something is the truth, help yourself as well as the people you're talking to by helping us to see in general why you feel that is the truth, by having some sort of backup information to say, okay, well, this is why I think it's the truth. Not necessarily, this is the truth. Maybe say, this is why I feel it's the truth, because I got the information from here, And I think that's very helpful, isn't it, in any kind of discussion or debate. I think that's another thing, isn't it, how we word something with people. You're going to get a response from somebody if you poke somebody and say things in a certain way. This is the truth because, and it's like, okay, but if you express it, maybe an example like I just said, this is why I feel it's the truth. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel strongly about it from reading this or hearing this. I think we're not open enough, are we, to, we get a very strong emotional opinion about something, and if somebody's telling us that's the truth and we latch onto that emotionally, that's hard to shake from somebody. They won't let go of it. Yeah. They clutch onto it like it's their last bit of food ever. And things can get very ugly, and it's a shame that it results in that, isn't it?
Yes, what happens, and this is just life in general, and it applies to everything, is that when you have enough people who create an agreement, that agreement becomes, it doesn't matter what the agreement pertains to specifically. It could be a piece of information. We never landed on the moon, for example. The world is flat, for example. The world's not round, it's flat. When you get, I'm not saying the world is flat. Don't get me wrong, folks. Wait, whoa. It's well, I better, this is radio. Okay, better. I want to get emails now. All right. The world's round. Okay, right. All right. And I was an airline pilot. I've been a flight instructor, and I can prove to you I know the world is round. Anyway, but getting back to my point, is that when you these flat earthers, and I don't really think that they're real. I think they're probably just pulling a lot of people's legs. I can't believe that anybody would actually think the world's actually flat. But anyway, let's just suppose they do. You get enough people that agree upon something, and that agreement begins to populate and expand and exaggerate along the way, perhaps. Then that becomes their truth. And now they've got somebody who can go, don't you agree with me? Yeah. Don't you agree? Yeah, agree. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. The world is flat because the sun moves, just from one way. I don't know. I've heard some, whatever. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, yeah, you know what? Hell, we never did land on the moon. It was all done in Hollywood. And there are people who out there, I just one example. You could apply that and make that pertain to anything, any story in life, and we could take that story back a long, 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 long way, if you know what I'm getting at. But anyway, you get a lot of people who agree, and it becomes their world, their truth, their commitment, and it when you trace it right down to the roots, the facts, and you have to shovel through all this BS and all this crap, if you know what I'm saying, and you get down to the very, very bottom of the pail, and that pail could be a million miles down, and you get down to the fact and the bare essentials of what the subject matter is, and you get to the fact and you find that here's the actual truth. Here's the numbers, here's the science, here's the whatever you want to, I don't know, here's the poem, whatever it could be. Here's what Shakespeare really thought, it's just really something how we, as a species, that's how we formulate agreement based on, could agreement exist without somebody to agree with?
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's a valid point, Andy, and a good one to think about.
Yeah. And imagine this. Imagine holding hands. Amanda, I imagine this every day. No, excuse me. But all right. 8,000 miles away. No. Imagine. Oh, my God. See, my hands are sweating. My palms are sweating now. See, I can't even. No.
Oh,
shucks. Imagine holding hands 1,000 miles away. And then we connect with people holding hands. And then we played with it would be right, and then but in other words, we lined up people 8,000 or around the world, 20 million people, whatever. We lined up people and held hands, and then we played Whisper Down the Lane. You remember Whisper Down the Lane as a kid?
Oh yeah, we used to call it Chinese whispers.
你好,
I don't know why.
最近怎么样?
Cool.
I don't know why the Chinese got involved, but yeah.
So imagine if you started there in the UK. And then you whispered, you made up something, whatever it was, and it went, 20, 30, 40 million people later and ended up here. How many times do you think that story would have changed?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what they say about religion as well, isn't it? In the Bible, the stories in that change because it got passed on from one person to another and another. Mm-hmm. Yeah, fascinating. And it does.
Hey,
people have done experiments with that.
We're going to hit the phone lines here in just a minute, and we're going to... let's see who we got here. We got phone lines are starting to light up, folks. We'll be right with you. Is this Cornell?
Ooh.
Yes, it is.
It is the bro himself. How you doing, darling?
I'm doing great. I just want to hold your hand.
Aww. I want to hold your hand.
Hold your hand. True. Just because I said something about you nice, and when it got around the world, it said that you was nice.
If you don't like it, I'm going to whoop you.
That's the kind of whispers we like.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
We're doing great. How are you?
Wacky Wednesday. Yeah? Wacky Wednesday.
Everything is wacky here on the Andy and Amanda Show. Wacky Wednesday. It sure is.
Love it, darling. Is your day going well?
Everything is going great. The sun is out. I'm driving in a car right now, but it's nice. Every day is awesome. I'm in the car. I'm driving. You always take me in the car.
No. Bless you,
I'm riding Andy and Amanda Showmobile.
Woo!
There we go. There we go.
I trashed the Scooby-Doo mobile just for the Andy and Amanda.
Oh, yeah. The AA mobile. I like it.
Yeah. So how you been?
Oh, my goodness.
What's up, Andy? How you doing?
Everything's
doing good. Yeah.
Hey, I've been cranking away at this new record. It's so far overdue. I'm supposed to have 8 original tunes to do on this new record, and I can't help visiting some of these old. Like I think in the last show we ended with the version I did called what was that song I played Amanda in the last show? Do you know what was it called? Killing the Blues. And and I just rediscovered a J.J. Cale tune called "Call Me the Breeze." Did you ever hear that? Call Me the Breeze. Anyway, I don't know if I'll play it for you. But no, I'm gonna play. Yeah, you got. I'm gonna get J.J. Cale's version up and play his version of the tune because, and then you'll hear what I did, and then you'll.
Okay.
I gotta put you on what I did, just the music to it. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, but this isn't the actual. This isn't what's. I got to guess. So give me a minute or two. But this isn't what's going to go on the record. Cornell, because I know you've been pushing me to get the record done and get more music out there and record more tunes. What's that? About a year and a half you've been working. Andy, get in the studio. Get it.
I'm getting up in the studio right now while you're eating crackers.
Ooh, crackers. We always end up mentioning food on this show.
We do.
Ooh, I like the with cheese.
Now, the way you order a cheesesteak is with or without. So you can get with white, American, or provolone, and you can see you're right around $10.
Ooh.
With cheese. Are you talking about steak sandwiches?
Yes.
We were just talking about that. On the last show, we were talking about that. Yeah. Like Pat steaks. God, we were just talking.
Hell yeah.
Man. Gino's. Isn't Gino's across? We just talked about. I swear, we just talked about this last show. Isn't Gino's in Philadelphia? We're talking about Philadelphia, folks. I know we're in 20-some countries around the world. We are in the United States. We are in the UK. We're East Coast. We're West Coast. And in Philadelphia, on the East Coast of the United States, it's known for steak sandwiches. I mean, you go around the world to every major city, everywhere, every major city in the world, and you'll see a vendor, a restaurant, a retailer saying Philly steaks.
You can get a Philly cheesesteak in a lot of restaurants in America.
Philly cheesesteaks, Philly whatever, Philly pretzels, because Philadelphia is known for its cheese. Do you ever see it over there, Amanda? Philly steaks, Philly cheesesteaks, Philly.
I wish. If I did, it'd be a different story. I tell you, I'd probably have a few more pounds on me if I did. My goodness.
Oh yeah.
And you don't talk about the chopped onions that they put on the steaks. Oh my gosh.
What?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh la la.
But isn't Gino's across from Pat's? And these are two like tourist, like well-known cheese, steak sandwiches, right? Here's my take on it, and it's been years. I haven't been there in years and years and years. But here's my take. Here's what I recall. Because whenever I used to go to Pat's, I used to go to Gino's. I'm sure many people do this, and they compare. And you stand in line at both places. You go up to the window, and there's a sign there. It says, when you order here's how you order your cheesesteak. With or your steaks, I should say. With or without, WIT, like in Philly, in South Philly. With or without, And so I used to go to Pat's.
That is Pat's King of Steaks. Pat's is the Rocky of cheesesteaks.
So how many do I eat? Is my cardiologist watching this? Cheesesteak was invented here at Pat's Steaks in 1930. Right across the street, my Uncle Pat had a hot dog stand. So one day my Uncle Pat wanted to make something different for himself. So he sent my grandfather down to the butcher, got some trimmings of meat, cooked it up on the hot dog grill. And the cab driver, who ate hot dogs every day, saw the sandwich and said, "Make me one." Cabby takes a bite and says, "Forget about hot dogs and start making these."
There are 3 important turning points in the history of the cheesesteak. Number 1, 1930s, Pat Oliveri put steak and onions on a fresh Italian roll. Number 2, 1940s, cocky Joe Lorenzo, a drunken employee of Pat's, one day was wasted, threw some provolone cheese on his steak. The cheesesteak was invented. Number 3, back to the OG Pat Oliveri. Cheese Whiz comes out in 1953 in the US. He's like, it's tasty, it's cheap, let's throw this on the cheesesteak. The Philly cheesesteak that we know of now was born.
Pat's was with best thing I ever ate.
There's a famous story about a comedian. He's having a heart attack, and he was on his way to Jefferson Medical Center. He goes, "Wait a second, I got to get a steak sandwich from Pat's." He said, "I'm dying. I want the autopsy. I want them to find the steak sandwich inside of me." Lori, how am I looking over here?
Great, fantastic.
Cheesesteaks are my way of life. I appreciate it. I respect it. I don't abuse it. I love it. When you order from Goldbelly, you look at the experience of being at Pat's. Just the amazing first bite of the sandwich with the cheese was dripping down your face. It's Philadelphia at its finest.
And then go to Gino's across the street, and I found that Pat's steaks taste less fatty. You know how steaks can have that fatty taste to it? That fatty. It seems to me that Pat's steaks is a leaner beef. Some people might disagree with me. I remember years ago I did the comparison. That was my. Yeah.
Would you? Yeah.
Yeah, with. And I get it with. How about you, Cornell? With or without? I think we lost him.
Oh.
He's probably
maybe he's rushed off to get one.
Let's take another call. Let's go to. I think York, Pennsylvania is back on the line. Sorry to keep you. Is this Paul from York, or it might be somebody else? Was this Paul?
No, this is Paul. It's no problem. I've been listening to the show. I'm addicted. I mean, this is only the second time I've listened. I'm completely addicted.
That's awesome.
I've quit my job. I've told all my friends, forget it. If you want to interact with me, you got to call Andy and Amanda.
You're the best. You are the best. You're hired.
Thank you so much, Paul.
I was sitting around on Monday. You're absolutely right. We were talking about cheesesteaks with or without, but I want to say something serious since you brought up the former president.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to derail the show. This is an important thing. I did not vote for Donald Trump in 2016 or in 2020, but I think it's very important to say that I will not denigrate anybody who supports Donald Trump.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I want to go one step further and say to anybody who does support Donald Trump, the word denigrate means to put down.
Right.
Yes.
Just, because they may be unclear about that.
Right.
Okay.
That's right.
Oh, man, that joke totally died. That didn't work at all.
I did get it. I had to think about it.
I really
for 20
thought that was a great joke. It went over a lot better in 2016.
Thank you very much. Wow, we have some big ones today.
What knockers. Oh. Thank you, Doctor.
That sounded like a sound clip from a Carry On movie, I tell you. You know the ones I told you about we get in the UK? They're a little saucy, based in the 60s. Oh, my God. That sounded just like something from it.
No.
Wow.
Oh, you had me excited.
It's going down very rapidly, really rapidly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we had this
what
great
she
show
said.
going on Wednesday, and then that guy Paul called back in and right off the cliff.
Downhill from there.
Yes.
Oh, well.
Oh, well.
Oh, well. How's your week going, Paul?
Amanda, I'm sorry you're not feeling well.
Oh, thank you, darling. I'm recovering slowly, but it's taking a bit of time. This one's hanging on. It's a bit of a cling on, but I'm grateful it's not COVID at least, and I've managed to dodge COVID so far, so good. And I'm going to keep that positive state of mind, which I try to. It's just an average cold, but it's kicking my ass a little bit, if I've got to be honest. So doing my best, darling. Doing my best. Well, thank you so much.
Wow.
And I know Amanda's this video you sent me of you dancing to the song to make you feel better, which is I enjoyed it. Well, I can't play the video in the air, but the video you sent me. Let me play. I can't play the video because we're on the radio. I'll play the music though, which is great. I think.
Okay.
You were just doing the jig. Yeah, let me play the music.
I like it the way that you boppity bop. I like it the way that you boppity bop.
Oh, that is so funny.
Weed.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, the fun we have on the show.
Anybody want to join the show? Pick up the phone. Dial.
The number 30330 or 303-330.
Oh, I love it. I'm definitely going to give that out as my phone number if somebody asks in the future. You know, those kind of people you don't really want to give your phone number out to, and you feel a bit awkward in that situation. Yeah, it's 303-330.
Yes, because we prefer.
We choose truth over fact.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Excuse me while I have a drink.
Oh, hey, Paul. What's your favorite cocktail?
Yes. Great.
What's your favorite cocktail?
Well, it's kind of a long story, but I would say bourbon on ice.
Oh.
Great.
I'm intrigued by the long story, though.
Well, in my 20s, I was a problem drinker, and I didn't drink for a long time. I didn't drink for like 20 years. And a couple of years ago, there had been a bunch of people saying, don't you think after all this time you could probably have a drink? And I thought, I'm really not the same person that I was when I was in my 20s. And I also realized that when you're a problem drinker, you don't ever really taste anything. So I had never really enjoyed anything, and talked to a couple of friends and didn't go crazy. And so I enjoy bourbon now. not on any kind of a regular basis. Probably not even once a month.
Yeah.
You ever try to put lemon in it? I put bourbon in my glass and put a drop of lemon in it. Lemon juice. It tastes so delicious.
Okay.
Oh.
Right.
Oh, by the way, Paul,
I'm willing to give that a shot.
This is our coordinator, Cornell. He's the mastermind behind the show. He's part of the trio, the team.
Am I in trouble or something? Why?
No. We have never. None of us have ever met, and it was.
No, sure. Yeah. Really, Paul. It's okay. Don't worry. The three of us are here to help you.
It was Cornell.
Yeah, that's all fine. By the way, I just swore off lemon juice in my bourbon now because obviously that's the way you're going to get the medication in me.
Boy, talk about no respect. Oh my God. Cornell.
What's up, Doc?
I'm about to say it was Cornell who actually introduced Amanda and I, and Amanda and Cornell have known each other for years, but they've never met. They've actually never met. So it's kind of really interesting. When we first started the show over 2.5 years ago, I guess it's been now, something like that, and the people were like, "Wow, you guys." You never met because we've been doing a show where we go back and forth. We have a lot of fun, and there are times we're more serious than others, but we have a lot of fun on the show. Basically, so it's a lighthearted. Paul, you get the deal. But anyway, but we've never met, and people assume because of our banter back and forth and the way we orchestrate the show and how we get along, but that people would think that you guys you've never met. No, we never have. We've never actually met ever, and
I think that's great.
It is cool. It's very cool.
Yeah.
And Paul, and let the truth be known, after the show, sometimes we have what we call a post-mortem, whatever. After the show, we usually stay in the green room here, and we stay online, and we talk, review about the show, upcoming guests, what we're planning to do, and talk, we just have a talk. And sometimes our conversations after the show, off air, are as entertaining as we wish we still were on.
Oh my goodness!
But we can continue to talk. No joke, we can talk for another hour. When we're just here, just between ourselves, and it's really, and then we look forward to coming back and getting on again and doing this all over again. And it's been 2.5 years now. What an adventure! We're hoping to get the show, and we're making some inroads to do this. We're hoping to get the show on Sirius Satellite Radio and really make this thing go. And Paul, if you know anybody or connections or a conversation, I don't know what field do you in, but what field are you in? What do you do in terms of the area of expertise or line of work?
Well, it's not an area of expertise. I've had like jobs, it's that's not true. It's not 20. But I don't really stay any place for a long time. Right now, I'm in printing. There's a thing called Flexo printing, where the plate that actually applies the ink is like it's flexible. It's made out of rubber or silicone.
Yeah.
And so I'm in Flexo printing. I'm supporting Big Pharma.
Oh,
that's like the real printing. That's like then you're familiar with the old AM typesetters and copygraphic and typesetting and galleys.
Nope.
No.
None of that. I have no idea. Nope. Don't know what a galley is. They all crack up. I've got a really great attitude, but I have no idea what I'm doing. I've been there for about a year. Everybody likes my jokes, but I'm completely incompetent. I'm not exaggerating. I wish I was. I've done a bunch of different things. Before this, believe it or not, I built casket.
Yeah. I admire your honesty. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
That's very cool. Very, very cool. Neat.
Well, it is because Andy's been involved with printing, and I used to work for a printing company years ago, so that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, shoot. A heavy breather again.
Is he back?
Nice.
Is he back? Jesus. Is he?
He is.
Oh, my God.
Why have you come here?
We're just deciding.
I'm still trying to find that out. He shows up, he heavy breathes, it makes me nervous. I'm like, who's this guy?
He had a question. He disappeared. I had him on here. He hung up.
Oh.
Come on back.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. Oh wait, I got him. He's back. Wait, he's back. He's got a question. Wait, let me get him on the green line here. Wait a minute. Hold on. No, I'll just put him on the show. Go ahead. Hold on a minute. Okay. Good.
How old were you when you first lost your virginity?
Oh my.
Oh, well, shit.
What a question to ask. Come on. We've not even met in person.
Really? Really now? Really now? I don't know.
Speak to the guy for the first time, and he asked, "How did you lose your? No, when was the first time you lost your virginity? Is that right?"
Is that what he said? Yeah, I think so.
What? Oh man, where did these people come from?
You got to wonder.
I don't know. So yeah, we never did actually get onto the whole climate change thing.
Let's
must
go.
Be. I don't know.
If you don't like it, I'm gonna whoop you.
I want to. I don't even know if I want to. To be honest.
No. No.
Nobody knows much more about technology, this type of technology, certainly, than I do.
Hey, Andy, I got a question for you. Can you play my favorite rapper again? Can you play my favorite rapper?
Yes.
Please. I've been waiting to hear him again.
Yes. I gotta hunt it down. I can do that. Let me hunt him down here.
Oh, he's gonna play with his buttons. 1 second.
No, because you're not. We have a lot of fans. Rap
well, I'm
fans
a big fan.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, see.
We have some of the biggest rappers here at Christmas. I tell you, it's crazy.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah. Hey, speaking of rappers, anybody heard from Speech or Arrested Development?
No.
Not yet.
We got to get him back on the show.
Yeah.
I'll message. Okay, I got
Yeah, tell me when I'm back on the show. And for those of you who don't know, Arrested Development is a very, very, very well-known rap group, band, led by a guy goes by the name of Speech, from the 90s, actually. And real good. We played their music. We had one of his backup singer-dancers on the show, too, a while back, Ishi. And Speech has come on the show. And then I was at the Philadelphia Folk Festival this year, and Arrested Development was a featured band on a Saturday night, I think it was. And his band, and I'm not a fan of rap music. I'm just, it's not. I've come from folk and kumbaya and blues and early '70s rock and roll. And this guy had the Philadelphia Folk Festival, capitalized the word Folk Festival, Arrested Development at the Philadelphia Folk Festival. He just blew the place away. He was absolutely amazing, and he's a friend of the show. He's been on the show several times, and I went backstage. And I mean, I couldn't believe how good this guy was. And I said it, I don't want to sound like a broken record, no pun intended. but their band is that good. And I mean, he is amazing. Had thousands of people in his palm. I mean, to get on stage and the energy nonstop, the whole set, he was incredible. And we talk on the show, we laugh. People get on the show, they know how we are, and we hang around, we laugh and talk about his music career and blah blah blah. And then when you see him perform live, and I'm like, holy crap! I know this guy. He's that good, and I can't wait to. And again, this is from a folk and acoustic music person. I'm not a rap person, so that's coming from me. I'm not a fan of rap music. I'm just not. And this guy was just, oh my God, so good, so good. So I can't wait to get him back on the show again. And Cornell, if we can look into that, that would be great.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Good job.
And Paul,
good job.
Who's your favorite band?
Oh man, I'm gonna go with Van Morrison.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Woo. Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
choice.
Would you rather practice or have natural talent? I said the best is both, right? But she's got a great natural talent. Talent.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Wait,
thank you.
Yes, we play one of the like Sirius or something like that at work, and we cycle through different channels so that everybody hears something that they like. And listening to like classic rock while I'm working, I'm going, I was like completely devoted. It was like a cult for me with classic rock when I was in high school in the 80s. And as an adult, I've seen a lot more local stuff, and I keep hearing local guys that can play what professionals got paid tens of millions of dollars to play. And I'm listening to the classic rock, they're like, it's not nearly as awesome as I thought it was. It's not really as big a deal. I don't know, maybe this is going to be even more controversial than picking on Donald Trump, but I'm listening to a Van Halen song from one of their first 5 albums, and I'm going, oh yeah, this is that song where David Lee Roth screeched 3 times and Eddie slid up into a solo, which, now I think was everything they ever wrote.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
We remember this Van Mark.
We were born before the wind, also younger than the sun. Yeah, the bonnie boat was one as we sailed into the mystic. Oh, I can now hear the sailors cry, smell the sea and feel the sky. Let your soul and spirit fly into the mystic. And where that foghorn blows, I will be coming home. Yeah, when the foghorn blows, I wanna hear it. I don't have to fear it, and I wanna rock your gypsy soul, just like way back in the days of old. And magnificently we will fold into the mystic. That foghorn blows, you know I will be coming home. Yeah, when that foghorn whistle blows, I gotta hear it. I don't have to fear it, and I wanna rock your gypsy soul, just like way back in the days of old. Together we will fold into the mystic. Come on, girl.
Yes.
Oh
my.
That was so beautiful.
You know what? One of my favorite band singer going back, I guess around the same time, maybe a little earlier, but this guy here. I mean, really talented. I think underrated, amazingly popular but underrated international star. And here we go. Let me just play it.
by the window.
Yeah.
From the garden, by the garden.
I don't know anything like. I don't know if Tiny. I don't know if that was a group or Tiny Tim. Like was really like this is my thing, or but like he would appear. I mean, they all had him on, as a gag. But I think I don't know this for sure, but I think Tiny Tim was like serious about what he was doing.
Yeah, he was
serious. I don't know that. Maybe the whole thing was a gag. I have no idea.
He was. It's what he had records out, and that was his hit, whatever, But he was. I think he was pretty serious about what he was doing. I think, I don't know. He had a tragic.
He'd be like Dick Cavett or Johnny Carson or something like that, and those people booking him, it was going for the laugh, but. I'm like looking at this guy going, I don't think this is a gag. I mean, this guy's keeping a pretty straight face if this was a goof.
Yeah. He died early. He died young too. It's a shame.
I got you guys an email. I want to connect with you off the air. There's a multi-level opportunity. You want to talk? No, that's not. I'm just kidding about that. I do want to connect with you guys off the air, especially if you're going to go on to Sirius Radio. I would like to be a part of this on a fairly regular basis. I really enjoy you guys a lot.
That's so great to hear.
Thank you.
That's so great to hear. Yeah,
it's nice to hear that people enjoy hanging out.
So look for that and shoot something back, and we'll get connected.
Yeah, it sounds great, and we've had a lot of fun doing this. We had
Amanda Show at gmail.com.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, darling. Yeah.
Yep.
And the.
All right, I'm going to knock off. I'll listen to the end of the show.
Well, thank you so much for joining us again, Paul. Always a pleasure having you on, and thanks so much for joining us. And we appreciate your praises mean a lot. Sincerely do, and thank you for that. And look forward to catching up soon. Yep. All right. Take care. Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you, sweetheart. Have a wonderful evening. I was about to say night.
No, here would be. Let me see. Amanda, there it's like what? 3, 2, and what time is it there? 1 in the morning.
Quite. It's 11:52 p.m. So yeah.
Andy, like it's 4 a.m.
I know. He's like 1, 2, 3, 4. I know the time difference often throws me out. In all fairness. Because I get so caught in a conversation and I'm like, oh, have a good night, because obviously this is my night. And it's like, wait, no, it's not. It's for you guys. It's just afternoon, evening, depending on where you are. So, yeah, all good fun. And, of course, promoting the show was always hilarious. When we first started the show, like I've said in the past, getting used to giving different times for our shows, airtime. And it was just, to try and remember was hilarious. It's like, oh, my God. I need to get used to this. What is it? So, lots of fun.
Well, when we first went on, we were 5 days a week way back when, 450 some episodes ago, right? And 5 days a week, and it was 3:00 in the morning for you.
My goodness.
Remember that?
Yeah, 3 in the morning. That was crazy. I don't know how I did it, to be honest. It was like getting up really early, doing everything I had to do in the day, and then getting on the show. And by the end of it, I was just like, I don't know how I did it.
I don't know how you did it either. I don't. Yeah, something else.
I'm still trying to figure it.
Pardon? What?
Say what?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, darling. It was breaking up. Didn't hear you very well.
Yeah, you're breaking up. You're back. We got you.
I apologize for that, guys. I say 5 days a week. Oh my gosh, we was pushing it, guys, but we did it.
It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. And if we got a deal, because we talked about this enough, and people know we're out there. We are making some. We're trying to get this show 400 some odd episodes later, and thousands of listeners in 20 countries around the world. We're trying to get this show, some weight, some gravity, and we have to, the beauty of being on the internet is we can say any fucking thing we want to. And I think you can on satellite radio as well. It's broadcast radio where you can. And we're looking at broadcast radio on a couple of different networks as well. But I think Sirius Satellite would be more acclimated. I think there's more of a match for their format, their reach, their listenership. I think it's a better match than anything else. And we've got to at first we know we got to pay our dues and get this thing going and develop a rapport with the microphones and our audience and with each other, which we did instantly, actually. And so the latter was no issue at all. We did that right away. But you can't just get out there and say, I'm going to be a radio DJ, a radio commentator, and boom, you're on broadcast. You can buy the time, which is always an option. You can literally buy the time on broadcast radio, which I don't want to do. But it's very expensive as well. But then again, sponsors, advertisers. But anyway, the listenership, I think, of Sirius is we could be on there today and just not skip a beat. It would just be perfect, I think, and I think that's our number one contender. Contender would be Sirius.
Contender.
Yeah, and I know we have listeners out there, and we also this show is not a podcast. I take that back. It is a podcast. It is not produced as a podcast. It is, in fact, a radio show. It's a live radio show. We have phone lines and a board and the whole 9 yards, like any other radio station would have in their studio. We have the same thing here. It is produced as a radio show. It is not produced as a podcast, where some people have podcasts and they make podcasts. They have digital workstations, whatever, and interfaces, and they record podcasts and they distribute it through whatever. This show is actually produced as a live radio show. You can call in, you can talk to us, as Cornell is, as Paul has, of other C1 and so many others have through the years. 515-605-9888, and you'll get us live. Should we decide to take your call, that is. But anyway, no. You'll get us live, and you come on the show, and it's a live show. And then after the show, it goes through some minor EQing and balancing and compression, blah, 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 little things like that. And after that, it actually does get distributed as a podcast. And we have thousands of podcast downloads around the world. As a matter of fact, I was going to tell you guys, we picked up another geography, another region for that started ranking in the percentage of podcast downloads. Let me get it up for you. It was in South America. Yeah. I remember talking to Cornell about it the other day, but I forgot what it was. I think it was Argentina, but let me make sure. I think it's Argentina that's listening in now on the podcast. I don't know about live radio. Let's see. Statistics here. Overview. Here it is. Yes, Argentina. Welcome aboard. No. I'm wrong. I take that back. It's not Argentina. It's Chile. Chile.
Chile?
Wow.
Welcome aboard. I hope you're not offended. I'm sorry. Welcome aboard, Chile.
Welcome, my darlings. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Oh,
so the most popular podcast downloads in order are United States, of course. That's number one, followed by Canada, France, India, Australia. And after Australia comes Chile. Wow. Then comes Spain, Germany, Denmark, Finland, United Kingdom. Yeah, man, we got to work on that. New Zealand and Romania. Yeah, wow. Yeah. But let's compare that. I hope you folks don't mind listening to our radio banter, our radio biz banter here. They're probably fascinated how this works. We got to go soon anyway. But let's just take a look. Let's just take a look and see where we rank in terms of the live radio listeners compared to the. I just read you the podcast downloads. So the live radio folks, and you're in one of these countries. Holy crap! Russia is back on board. Remember they dropped off again? Russia is back.
Yeah,
China is gaining more. What the hell is going on there? I mean, excuse me for the French. China, welcome aboard. We love having you. China is on. Russia, China, Australia. 23 countries. I'm not going to go name them all. But here's Argentina. Yeah, okay. Argentina is on now a ranking percentage on the live show. They're not downloading the podcast yet, but they are listening live, and welcome aboard, Argentina. So that's the new country listening live now to the Andy and Amanda show.
Wow.
United States, North America. United States, just to give you an example of how these other countries rank, United States is still 74.55% of our listenership. We are still predominantly, very strongly a North American show with the North American listenership, and the other 15% or whatever, 20, almost, right around there. 20, is it 50? Yeah, let's say 25% if you're ranking all the little ones, are scattered around the world. And we appreciate everybody listening, no matter what corner of the globe you are in. You can email the show at andyandamandashow@gmail.com. Send us a link. Let us know that you want to join the show, as others have, instead of dialing, because we don't expect you to pick up the phone and dial from Argentina. You can get in over the internet. All you need is a microphone and headset, and you send us a link. Say, hey, I'd like to join your show. Please tell me when you're on again, and we will send you a link enabling you to have, a few minutes on the show, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it might be, and join the conversation and talk about whatever you'd like to talk about. And English is our language. I took Spanish in high school, but the only thing I remember is oui. Wait.
That's French, darling.
French? I didn't do too well in high school. Did I tell you that?
I was actually annoyed at school because the way they ranked you, and this is true, they kind of ranked you, which I think is so degrading to a child. If you've got insecurities about how fast you learn, and each child has different learning capabilities, okay? So, and different rates of speed of how quickly they learn something. So to categorize kids and say, okay, well, you didn't quite make the cut to learn this language. Instead, you can study this language. So certain percentages of kids were being told they could study French, but they weren't allowed to study, which is silly because French is actually a little more trickier to learn than Spanish is. So I actually find that really kind of like degrading that they would do that, single kids out and say, sorry, you're not intelligent enough to learn this language. Sorry, here, you're only allowed to learn French. Come on. That's just so wrong, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't agree with that.
It is. Hey, this is another midweek show. We are. I know what I wanted to do. So keep going. I gotta make this happen here. So you gotta give me another minute. We're not going to hang up yet. I don't know I don't think we're broadcasting live anymore. I think this is now podcast because we are we scheduled an hour today on the live show.
Oh yeah, we've gone over the hour mark.
And the last couple of shows have gone an hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes. So yeah. So yeah. I'm going to. What am I going to do? I forget.
You were going to find something.
Find something? You won't be able to see me do it. You said I was going to. You said I was going to sign something. Never mind. Okay, all right.
No, darling.
Now I'm getting like Paul.
Fine.
Now I'm getting like.
Excuse me. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, tell me about it. So let's do this thing, guys. We're gonna make.
Okay.
Hey, Cornell. We're gonna. We're going to make this thing work. This show. We're going to get this show. This is. We really are. I mean, we really are. I mean, the numbers are really. We're in a pretty strong upward trajectory, which is so great to see. I don't know what I got to tell you. I think I've said this before, and again, I hate sounding like a broken record, but it's just interesting to me. I've been in my car, and I get all the, I got it. My car's got an amazing entertainment capability, and I just push a button. I say, play the Andy and Amanda show, and bam, there we are in my car. And when I get to the destination, I turn the car off, I shut it down, and the radio's still on, and I'm listening to our show, not to hear me speak, God forbid, but the show I find to be very entertaining. I'm just sitting here listening, whether it's my whatever, just the whole show and its context and its approach. And I'm sitting with the radio on, and not quite ready to get out of my car yet. And I'm hoping other people can share that. I mean, it's just me. I mean, here I am behind this microphone, and I know, and believe me, I'm not patting myself on the back. I really am not. But it's just, I find the show to be just taking myself from behind the microphone, planting myself in the car, and listening to speakers. I think it's a real good show. I think we've covered a lot of things. I think we have the right approach. we do express opinion. I don't mind people, as we said earlier in the show, I don't mind when people contradict our opinion or don't agree with us. That's part of what we do here, and everybody's entitled to their opinions and can talk about whatever they like to talk about on the show. We might not agree with them. We might have information that totally dismantles what they're saying, but it's okay. Get on the show and vent. Talk. We don't bite. Believe me, we don't.
And we laugh at you.
We do laugh. After we hang up, we do laugh. And sometimes we have to play like what's that guy who's Amanda, you would know, he's on US. I don't know if he's around the world. I think he's just US. He's a guy on conservative talk radio. He's a guy. His name is Hey,
Mr. Bakity.
Mr. Knickerbocker, Mr. Knickerbocker. I can't. Irv, is it Irv? Mort? Oiv?
What?
I'm trying to think of this guy's name. I can't believe I don't know it. Okay, stay tuned. I'll look it up for next show. Anyway, he gets aggravated. He gets mad. I mean, he says things that are totally out of context, totally off the wall, totally wrong. I mean, absolutely wrong. Just, it's almost like, but, if you're that, I can't see. I'm not going to get into it. Anyway, just to say wrong. He's not correct. But he gets agitated, excited, and yells and screams about something wrong that he says, and he obviously, and I think part of it is an act, it's part of his shtick. You know what I mean? And and here I am behind this microphone. I'm learning how to do that. Like really, believe it or not, me, mild-tempered old Andy here. I've got to go to acting school and say, how do you get mad on the radio?
You're looking to get mad on the radio. Is that it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I want to get. Because sometimes you've heard me, guys. You've heard me. Become agitated with a few guests we've had on, and because they bullshit, and that's where I draw the line. That's where I'm sorry. I just have no tolerance for it in life, on the radio, or anywhere else. And I think that's okay.
Stay away from bullshit.
Yeah. But anyway, but it would be cool if if people called and, or Amanda, you do it. I've never heard you get mad.
What?
I've never heard you get mad.
Seriously?
I haven't. No, you said some things were very serious. You've talked about things that meant a lot to you, about your life and your background and what's where you've been and what you're doing, where you're going, and all sorts of situations that we've been quite open about on the show. We've had different people on and advisors and counselors and people of faith and people who are not of faith. We've been across the board on the show, and you express yourself beautifully, and you articulate yourself so magnificently. But I've never heard you get I've never heard you get mad though, Roy, which is kind of cool.
I'm seriously one of those people that is slow to anger, and when I do anger, the anger actually builds, oh my God, I'm like a volcano. I literally, and I have to hold back, like.
Oh, wait! Did your face get a little red? There,
my face gets red. My hands start shaking. Exactly.
What else?
Oh my God!
Yeah, I got your card, Mark. Love.
Oh my God! Do you turn green?
No, although that's on my list to do.
I was waiting for Andy to say, "Whoa."
It was really hard.
If I can turn green, maybe I'll get my own TV show. That new one with that lady Hawk, She-Hulk, what is it? Is it called She-Hulk? It's like you've seen a new TV show, right? Beanbags. What?
No. Anyway, I forgot what I was going to say. You had me going there for me. What was I doing?
Our upcoming guests.
Yeah,
They have destroyed my servant.
Oh my gosh! I guess we don't have no more guests.
Apologies for destroying your servant. Oh boy.
Anyway, I'm going to play this little music guitar thing that I did. So you guys, I'm going to just find it real quick. Let me just find this real quick. Give me a second. Do 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 do. Hey Larry.
The Chicken Sisters.
The Chicken Sisters.
So funny.
Here we go. Got it. There it is. Okay. Anyway, so this is
Yes.
Cornell.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm like Cornell. I'm glad you didn't call me Cornwell.
Hey, Amanda, where is Corn Dog in UK? Where is Corn Dog? Is it a corn dog? Isn't it corn dog?
Yeah, corn dog. They are good, man.
I know of corn dogs. They're predominantly a U.S. food, right?
No, it's a place. I thought it was a place where the king became the king in the UK.
Corn dog. Corn dog. Corn dog. I know what you're talking about. No.
Yeah. Can you imagine royalty pulling up to an actual place called Corn Dog? That would just be
like, hey, my name is Corn Dog.
Oh man. Oh, you know what? I can eat one right now. Tell you boys, you get me into trouble. We keep talking about food on the show, and I get off the show all hungry, looking for all these combinations of food that I want to eat. It's terrible. Hello? As one lost contact.
That's it?
Earth calling. Hello? Are you there?
He's off? We off?
I don't know. It seems like one has vanished up one's bottom.
Oh my God! You want to call him?
I got my phone in my hand. Andy, where are you?
What the fuck happened to Andy?
I don't know. I don't know where he at.
He went to get a corn. He went to get a corn dog.
I think he did. I hope he gets one for all three of us because I'm actually hungry.
I love corn dogs, man. It's a hot dog with what the fuck is that coating? Oh my gosh, a hot dog. Oh my gosh.
Yes, it's like a crispy coating on the outside, isn't it?
Yes. It's like damn.
It's like they deep fry something, don't they?
Yes. Cornbread. It's cornbread over it.
Cornbread.
That's what it
okay.
Yes. Oh, you ever taste a frozen banana with chocolate? A frozen banana. I love that shit.
No, I've not. But it's like I haven't tried a deep fried Mars bar either. It's like
oh my gosh.
Or Snickers, deep fried Snickers.
Where the hell is? I know it tastes so delicious. Where the fuck is? Where the heck is Andy? Andy disappeared on us. They got him. The corn dogs.
I'm not sure, but I think we should, or I should end the show. What do you think? Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
He's vanished. Okay, yeah. So on behalf of my co-host that is currently not here, Andy Kimbel in California, Hollywood, myself, Amanda Love here in the UK, my sidekick and an amazing inventor behind the Andy and Amanda show, our coordinator and awesome legend that is Cornell Butler. He's in Delaware, and we're going to sign off the show, and thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Paul, again for calling in, darling. We appreciate your love and support, and thank you to our listeners. We love and adore you. Take care of yourselves. Catch us again on Friday. It's going to be another good one. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we're signing out. We love you.
We love you.
Bye.